questions. You okay?
Yeah, I keep hearing shit. I'm not kidding.
What are you hearing?
Sure, it's not the baby.
I'm hoping it's my kid because I am because it sounds like it's coming from upstairs, and I haven't checked if my wife and kid are still home.
Hi guys, welcome back to the Botalks with Big Jim podcast.
Guess what, motherfucker?
Some of the information you are about to hear, some may find disturbing.
I don't know who gave them this or who gave them the clearance.
On the crotch.
Oh my lord.
Right there.
Can we Google that?
Yeah, that's what I thought. And then I fucking stumbled down a dark hole and I love it.
Great cake parties. If I'm going to believe anybody's bullshit, I'm going to believe mine.
It sounds not politically correct, but
you two motherfuckers need Jesus.
What is up, Botalks with Big Jim listeners? This is, if you couldn't tell, a very happy Halloween special. We have some very, 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 very special guests with us today. We have Amanda and Cassidy of Drinking the Koolaid podcast. Ladies, how are you doing today?
Hey, we're doing good.
Great.
Yeah. Amazing. We're in costumes. Some other people aren't in costumes.
We're not pointing fingers.
No,
Yeah.
I'll point it.
Yeah,
Me and him.
yeah, right here. You can definitely point it to me,
I even have aliens on my nails.
dude.
See what I do for you?
See, but
Yeah,
hold
you
on.
did a lot.
So now, obviously, with your podcast, you drink a little bit of drink before we get started. So
It's called Koolaid, son.
now
Kool-Aid.
I have to ask: are you just drinking out of a regular can and or bottle, or do you have the cool skull cup?
We don't have a
We
cool
don't
stuff.
have, but apparently we need one.
Damn
You do.
it.
You do. Also, real quick before we get started, this episode is featuring my daughter. She wanted to leave a little jack-o'-lantern here.
Aww.
So
How old?
she's 5 years old.
Oh, that's so cute.
So cute.
So before we get started, I have a serious question.
Mhm.
Is there still something going on in your house, or like that shadow person? Because I mean, there's shadow people behind you. Yeah.
Yeah, I see that.
Those are just a few of the trapped souls that we've acquired.
So for those who,
This is Cassidy's house or Amanda's house?
This is
My
Amanda's.
house.
Oh, okay.
Her house is even more haunted.
I was
We
gonna say,
don't
but yeah,
even-
but Cassidy likes to play with that Ouija board.
yeah,
So.
that is no bueno. I'm
we
sorry.
don't even go there because
So can you
last-
can you just give like a little backstory of to what we're talking about?
So Amanda and I have been friends for a very long time, and I am a bad influence on every person I've ever met. So I insisted that she try astral projecting with me about 7 years ago, 8 years ago almost. It's been downhill since then. We see spirits. We had an encounter that day with something very not nice. And I saw a figure in her bathroom. She has like one of those standing showers with the glass doors, and I saw someone in there with their hands against the glass. I thought it was her husband, so I thought I would open the door and scare him, and there was no one in there.
That's fucking terrifying.
I don't see things though. So that's the thing. Like she sees all this shit and I'm like,
But you heard your cat was acting weird right after it happened.
well, my
Or the
cat,
next day.
yeah, my animals do act weird sometimes, which is
So
not.
with that, like, do you not open yourself to it? Like, are you more closed off to it, and Cassidy, you're more open to it?
I think I'm more scared of it. So maybe that is why.
Yeah.
'Cause, like I don't want, like I don't know what I would do if I saw something. I would probably just drop dead, to be honest.
She would choose to pass away.
I would.
Just immediately. I really would.
You're saying all that, and Cassidy's over there like, yeah. See, I'm not.
Yeah,
She's crazy.
she's over there giggling and shit.
My family, we come from a long line of folks who have encountered things since they were children. I also am that way. My dad is that way. One of my closest cousins is that way. It appears that maybe some of our elder people were also that way.
Well, so is he. Remember his story?
Yeah, yeah.
I was just gonna say, Big Jim, would you like to take the reins on that story? Because I don't have the full story information.
Okay, well, which sister are we talking about? Because I have two sisters that are sensitive.
Not just your sisters, but us in general.
Well,
From your dad's side.
okay, they did practice, and they still do practice black magic. In Spanish is brujeria, which is kind of not necessarily bad. It's more of an occult. They do practice to a higher being. But they've been doing it since my dad can remember. My dad relocated from Texas when he was 15. So that was back in the 50s. And there was said to have been a curse on my maternal side, which is my dad's mom. And ever since then, we don't know of any of them. My grandmother was banished from them. She lived in a remote area with the remaining kids, which was 4 of them. And ever since then, there's been issues. Kind of, fast forward to my sister, which is my third sister, his second daughter. She's more of a sensitive, and just like Amanda, she does have visions or sees things. If she can astral project, I don't think she's tried, but I know she wants to. And then on my maternal side, it's always been, don't know the truth, but I know the roots of that is my grandfather dabbled in the black arts, but this is in Mexico, so it could be the same thing.
The
And
shit
then
you don't want to mess with.
Yeah, and then my oldest sister, I'm the oldest of 4, actually of 5. But the second sister of mine, she's the same. Until this day, her house has an attachment, or she has an attachment to where my goddaughter, her youngest daughter, has the same intuitions and the same following. So don't know if it's the home. And I say that only because my mother, who currently lives with my sister now, has seen apparitions.
Multiple.
In the
You
home.
need to do a seance.
So
she wants to. She wants to. It's to the point where she recently asked me to get her some sage because now it's starting to bother her.
So here,
our entire life, she's always had this intuition or this attachment that's never bothered her. But now it's affecting the baby, which, well, she's not a baby. She's 15.
She's still a baby.
But she kind of she kind of has the ongoing effects of this attachment. To where, we used to live in a house down the street from where I live now, and my sister used to come and be like, "Hey, who's that little baby running around?" And there was a little baby running around.
I don't like that.
We hate that. Babies are the scariest thing ever. Human babies and ghost babies.
No.
Equally terrifying.
Ghost babies, yes. Human babies, no.
Just the idea of it.
Well, Cassidy, human babies you can kick.
See, these are my type of people.
Yeah, you just boot them across the whole fucking front room.
Yeah, see-through babies.
God.
Well, you better.
So, what I'll do also at the end of this, Amanda, I'll send you a picture of what he is talking about. Because
what do you mean a picture?
So, the daughter that he was just referring to, my cousin. She was on FaceTime with one of her friends, and her friends, kind of like how this thing is standing behind me, saw something standing behind her.
No.
And it's, I 100%.
Are you kidding?
I'm not bullshitting. I'm not bullshitting.
Crying.
It's it. No. I mean, if you don't want me to, then
I'll see it. I'll see it. I won't like it, but I'll look at it.
It's scary to say the very least. It is. Especially when we started talking to our family and they're like, "Hey, I'll say more when we're done, when this is done." But yeah, there's more to it.
I'll send you guys the picture we have of the night after Amanda and I tried astral projection, and we had an encounter with a crying baby in a house with no babies. And we actually went and slept at my brother's house instead because we were scared. And we woke up the next morning, and on the outside of the window,
right above
Shut
my
the fuck
head,
up.
above where Amanda was sleeping, there was a mat. I'm not kidding you, a handprint like this big. It was
like this
like with
big.
long fingers right in the dust over where she had been sleeping. And we have a picture of it. So I'll send that to you in return. We'll have an exchange here.
Fuck.
I got another window store. We can go on with stories this whole
Yeah, we can.
I mean, we really could. We have a
So-
lot.
Yeah, we do.
we had just moved. Well, no, we were still living in Arizona, but we had moved back, and our
What
youngest
part
son,
of Arizona? Sorry, just because this happened to us in Arizona too.
Oh, that's
Glendale.
right. Yeah.
We lived in Glendale and Phoenix. We lived off of you know the Metro Mall off 17 and
Yep.
Thunderbird. Okay, we lived there,
Yep,
and then we
yeah.
lived off 59. We lived off 59th and Northern, right next to the big cemetery.
That
heading
was
out.
In downtown Phoenix.
And we lived up the street from downtown Phoenix.
Yeah.
But downtown Phoenix is a hot spot too, and I didn't know that till recently.
My
But
dad,
yeah.
my dad still lives in Tempe, and all the time he's like, "Have you heard about this story in downtown Phoenix?" I'm like, "Of course, something else in downtown Phoenix."
Arizona's crazy. I'm not gonna lie. There's some crazy shit over there.
Yeah, I didn't like
Skinwalkers.
it
And-
too much.
Thank you, Skinwalkers. Oh man, we can seriously go on for days about stories. Okay.
Two-parter.
I know,
Yeah,
right?
I don't know. Maybe.
Yeah, we can go on forever. Anyway, but real quick to this story. We were all laying down in Gabby's bed. Gabby's my niece.
My cousin, yeah.
And it was me, mom, and Javen. Javen was 2 years old. And no, I take it back. It was your brother Joaquin. So it was a lot, you know. Anyway, long story short, your brother got up. He was hanging out the window where Boss was. Boss was this 100-pound Rottweiler.
Keep in mind, this is all back at his sister's house. That he's
My
referring
sister's
to.
house, who's got the attachment. So he gets up and he's hanging out the window. As he got older, we asked him, we're like, dude, do you remember the time you were hanging out the window at Auntie Joe's house? He's like, yeah, well, somebody was standing out there. So I went to go see.
Wait a minute. What?
Yeah. He was hanging out. We thought he was hanging out messing with Boss.
That's what I thought.
No,
It's been
he
like
said somebody was out
19 years.
Yeah. He said
He
somebody
saw
was at
someone?
the window. He said he saw somebody or something at the window, so he went to see. Now, mind you, your brother's a shithead. He always gets into shit. So
Sounds like a couple of my brothers. Yeah.
Yeah.
aren't they fun? So
I
he
have
opens the
5 of
window.
them. So
Do you really?
yeah.
Oh, I pray for you. And that's my story. And then I have a story about this cat later on. But if we don't get on with the stories, we're just gonna be stuck drinking beer. and
Yeah.
fun.
Oh, this would be such a shame.
That's terrible.
Stop drinking beer.
Yeah.
For hours.
Okay, here we go. I'm gonna tell you the story.
Oh boy.
So before we moved to Arizona, we were living at Stacy's aunt's house. We were in transition. We got rid of our house.
Stacy's my mom.
Stacy's her mom, his mom. Her aunt's name is Linda.
And what
Linda's
state
mom
is this before Arizona?
Alameda, California.
Okay.
California.
Wait,
Yeah.
shit happened at that house too?
I'm gonna tell you the story, dog.
God
Just
damn,
chill.
I didn't even know
Keep
this.
drinking. Slow down. Yeah. So we woke up, got a phone call that his grandmother, which was Mary, which she lived right across the street from where we were staying at with Linda, had passed away.
Yep.
So our house was full chaos. People were screaming, crying. And this kid decides to hop on his bike and ride down the street to go see what happened with Grandma Mary.
I remember that.
Grandma Mary passed like around, say, 5 o'clock in the morning. So it was around 9 o'clock. We get the phone call. Everyone's getting up. Everybody rushes there. She's already passed and gone. And then his aunt's boyfriend at the time was going to work. So when her boyfriend was heading to work, he was driving behind Jim, who was pedaling on his bike. Well, Jim, his name was Juan. All Juan remembers is that he saw Jim cross the intersection and then get hit by a car and launched up in the air.
I remember that.
Came back down, bike was totaled, everything, happened. He gets up, Juan gets out of the car. He was totally fine. So as time went on that day, we asked him, well, why were you going? He's like, well, I saw Grandma Mary in the corner. She was telling me to ride to her. So he saw Grandma Mary's apparition in the corner where if he wouldn't have made that diagonal approach to the crosswalk, which was the intersection where the car hit him, he probably wouldn't have made it. But the way he ended up going across the street and the car hit him, all it did was destroyed his bike, but it launched Jim up in the air.
I said that?
Yeah. You said Grandma Mary was calling me. So
Kids say the darndest things, am I right?
oh, they did. Well, you know what? I believe it. And ever since
What
then,
the fuck?
yeah, you don't remember saying that?
No, I remember getting hit by the
yeah.
car. I
Yeah,
remember I was pedaling down the street, and when I went off the curb, I that's it. I remember going off the curb because I didn't ride down the curb. I went off
Right.
of it.
Right.
But that's it. And then I remember coming to, and I think I remember seeing Juan drive by. That's it. I don't remember Grandma.
Yeah, the guy stopped to make sure you were okay because your bike was brand new. The guy folded that bike in half. He hit you so hard. The way you hit the car, you literally launched up. Juan said you looked like you went 20 feet in the air.
What the fuck?
And then all you said was, oh, I was riding to Grandma Mary. Grandma Mary was calling me to the corner. And you were doing this. You had your hands out. And ever since then, that story has stuck with me.
How old were you?
He was probably 6.
Oh,
Wow.
then you
Oh
probably
yeah,
would
because this is
remember
right before I
saying
was diagnosed.
Yeah, right before. You were diagnosed at 7. We moved in 99 to Phoenix.
Oh shit.
Yeah.
Yeah, type 1 diabetes.
I was like, she knew.
As a
I
matter
knew.
of fact,
We talked about this.
that's my insulin pump right there.
There
Look
it
at
is.
that.
Yep.
Technology.
It's ready and
Technology.
waiting. Just all that beer you're about to
Yeah, trust me, I had to do a lot of insulin for preparation.
And on
All
that
right.
note, cheers, ladies.
Cheers. We are so happy to be here.
Thank you. We are happy that you're here.
When he told me weeks ago, hey, the Amanda and Cassidy, the Koolaid girls want to do a collaboration, I'm like, yeah. Because ever since, because we obviously have a small following, and there's a bunch of other podcasts that I like to follow that have a small following. But you guys are so, I don't mean this in a bad way, but your guys' way of doing the show is raw. It's authentic. It's not rehearsed. It doesn't. You're not typing it out. There's other podcasts that are here that are, they sound sophisticated. They got an education, or they have very good equipment.
I barely fucking graduated.
Yeah.
Hey, I got kicked out of at least one high school.
I got kicked out of my graduation.
Nice.
Out of the
Kindred
building,
spirit.
son. Bring it.
That is true, and he did.
And he
So, yeah,
did.
And I did.
That he did.
So
yeah,
what?
no.
Sorry. What are you ladies drinking today?
Blackberry creamsicle.
What is
Ooh.
that? That sounds
It is
good.
from Temblor Brewing Company. It's an independent brewing company. It's a blackberry fruit beer brewed with lactose and vanilla. It's 8%.
Damn.
Ooh.
And it is, does it say what state it's from? Bakersfield.
Oh, local.
Local. Yeah.
There you
Yeah.
go. What you, Big Jim? What you got over
I
there?
am drinking what's called Drake's 1500. The brewery is literally 6 miles south of me, and this is probably one of the lightest beers they have. They have something called the Denogonizer. That's like a 10.9.
I was gonna get that today. And I was like,
Yeah.
I should probably not do that.
And then they have a hard cider that's a 12.3. But the
Jesus.
the brewery's been
Hard
there
cider?
since high school. Yeah, it tastes just like cider, but it's
It'll fuck you up.
expensive.
Yeah, I was gonna say
A
that's
4-pack is like $15 for a 4-pack.
Well,
Yeah, because that's all you need.
That's it. That's
And-
it.
I am drinking the San Fran in light of our Halloween special. I am drinking the San Francisco IPA.
nice.
Oh,
Beautiful work.
This
Beautiful
is the
work.
Juicy India Pale Ale. India Pale Ale, excuse me, is brewed with peach and apricot from the Anchor Brewing Company, based out of San Francisco.
San Francisco. They should rebrand to that.
They
honestly.
really should.
I think
They
there's
really should.
something.
That's pretty good.
And if you've ever been to San Francisco, which I'm assuming you guys have,
Oh yeah.
Too many
Oh
times.
yeah.
a lot of psychos.
There really
There are.
is.
There
Oh
are.
my god.
There are.
Love the city. Love the city. A lot of psychos.
Way too many psychos.
Yeah.
Yeah. Just
And it
one
hasn't
too
gotten
many.
any better.
Let's
Hasn't
get
gotten any
started
better.
with our Halloween special. Ladies, you are our special guests. The ball is in your court. Please tell us some crazy ass stories.
So, what we're gonna do today is we
Mm.
focused on Ouija boards.
Oh fuck.
Ooh.
We felt like that's very spooky and Halloweeny. It was actually Amanda's idea.
I love Ouija boards.
But
Well,
she
I don't
won't do
love Ouija.
one.
We've done one.
I know. Well, yeah, in college it was on a Domino's box. That doesn't count.
I think that counts.
It definitely counts.
I think it counts.
Definitely,
It
it's a
definitely
portal.
counts.
It is a
You opened up.
either you get pepperoni or you get a fucking demon. Either one, it's a portal.
We got both.
College food and college entertainment.
That's
Exactly.
right.
And at least one Four Loko is involved. I won't say how many.
Holy shit.
I told you they drank that.
Ah, yeah.
Well, we don't anymore. but
Not
in college
anymore.
we did.
No,
In
yeah. In
college.
your one of your earlier stories, you were talking about Four Loko, and I can't remember if one of you guys tried Steel Reserve 211.
Oh,
I have.
I
There
haven't.
it is.
Those are fucking monsters.
Is that a Four Loko?
Basically.
Yeah, basically.
It's a malt. It's like crack of malt liquor.
Yeah.
Mm.
It's pretty harsh.
Oh boy.
It's
All right.
I had to drink whatever I could get my hands on type of drink.
Oh, don't feel bad. I drank half of my beer last night watching The Walking Dead, the conclusion, and then the new series. And before the show, I had to go to the bank to make my truck payment, and I stopped and I bought 2 tall cans of PBR. So I had
Nice.
$3.
There you
I
go.
bought 2 tall cans.
PBR's good.
Well, you
PBR
can,
is
Yeah.
great.
you can get PBR tall cans for cheap. So
You can, it's true.
Yes,
love
you
that
can.
We love a
Yeah.
deal over at
Oh, yeah,
Drinking
no.
Koolaid.
Oh, his wife is coupon queen.
Solid.
I went through an extreme couponing phase. A very manic summer for me. Wasn't sleeping much, so I'd wake up and steal people's coupons from their Sunday paper, and I would
Look at her face. Look at his face.
with my brother's ex-girlfriend, she was a professional runner, so she'd wake up at like 4 a.m. to go running. So when she would be getting back from her run, I would just still be awake, kicking it super hard, and we would steal people's coupons and then coupon with them and get free stuff.
Savages.
That's hilarious.
Good,
That's
good,
hilarious.
good.
That's a good living though. Don't feel ashamed, Cassidy.
Hey,
Keep her away from your Sunday paper. Okay.
That's all right.
I was like 18, okay? I didn't have a great moral compass yet. Still working on it.
I still don't, and I'm 50, so don't worry.
All right. Let's hear this crazy story about in a Ouija board.
Okay. So we're gonna start with giving a little bit of a history of the Ouija board. Because
Okay.
it's one of those objects that's like so mysterious in our culture. And it actually has like really, really deep roots all over the world.
Mhm.
So we used history.com, The Independent, BBVAopenminded.com, and Smithsonian Magazine today for our info.
Damn.
And of course, Wikipedia, because
That's the spot.
Because we love Wikipedia.
it's like the
They
only
tell
thing
the
we
truth.
it's the only thing we donate to.
You know.
Yeah.
Priorities. Okay, so people think that Ouija boards actually started out as automatic writing, or at least that's where the idea came from, which is the act of putting like a pen or a piece of charcoal in your hand and allowing the spirit to either write, draw, or reenact some sort of movement with your limp hand, right? And the history of automatic writing goes all the way back to the Song dynasty in China. It was very popular back then. Yeah, back like 1100 AD, craziness.
Oh shit.
And then mediums in the US started using something called talking boards after the Civil War, because basically like everybody fucking died. And so people were like, hey, we want to make sure like we can contact them and like that things are going to be chill. Like not only did they want to talk to their dead relatives and their dead loved ones, they also wanted to like ask like, so like, is this going to happen again in 5 years? Or like, what should we be prepping for here? And so people got really into the paranormal and like talking to spirits, which like makes sense, right? Especially considering how Ouija boards became popularized, which was the 1918 pandemic.
Oh shit, son.
Yep. So
Cassidy dropping knowledge, people.
yeah, I got dates, I got times, I've got approximate facts. So the first patent for like the Ouija board as we know it today, which is basically a combination between a planchette, which was used in automatic writing sometimes, and a talking board, which had the alphabet and hello and goodbye and yes and no on it, was first patented on May 28th in 1890. And it was originally kind of marketed as a kid's toy, but once again became popular with mediums and different psychics and stuff like that during the 1918 pandemic, all the way through to like 1920 when the pandemic ended.
Right.
You heard that?
Yeah.
It scared me.
It was from the computer over there.
Oh, I was like,
Oh,
the
well,
pandemic is here.
I heard a
Um,
note.
No, you didn't.
Yes, I did. When you looked over to because my headphones, they have a directional mic or a directional sound, and I heard it from coming over Cassidy's side.
Oh, maybe.
See?
Oh, yeah. That's a door closing.
Oh, okay. All right. I was like, great, we're getting shit started real quick, huh?
Spooky Halloween.
Happy Halloween, everybody.
I don't have a buzz yet.
I know. We gotta work
Keep
on
drinking.
that.
Keep drinking.
It'll open your mind. Keep your
Open your mind.
front door locked, mind open. Those are the only two rules.
Honestly, I
I
don't know
will
if
work. I
any of
can
my
do that.
doors are locked right now.
Oh, well,
Oh,
you're screwed.
the first rule. That's the first one.
I thought the first rule was don't say I'll be back. Isn't that part of Scream?
That is a big one.
Yeah.
That is a big one.
Yeah. So turns out tragedy makes people flock to the paranormal because Ouija boards made their big break during this pandemic. All these mediums were making tons of money. And not only, once again, did they want to speak to their loved ones on the other side who they saw die in their own homes and die in the streets of this pandemic, they also wanted to know what was coming in the future. And that became a big part of what happens with Ouija boards. And then Amanda's going to tell you about modern day Ouija board esqueness.
That's right.
That's a word now.
All right. So since then, the Ouija board has become a staple of American culture as we know it, falling in and out of mainstream popularity every decade or so. In 1967, the Ouija board outsold the most popular game of all time, Monopoly.
Yeah.
Ouija boards were more popular than Monopoly in the
What the
1960s.
fuck?
Yeah. This was mostly due to the New Age movement of the 60s. Sometimes the Ouija board was remarketed as a toy for children.
Mhm.
In 2008, a campaign by Hasbro, as we all know Hasbro, fashioned a pink board with cartoon characters and girly designs. And Christian groups were obviously in an uproar because the toy was marketed for occult kids.
Oh, that's good.
So they didn't like
Occult kid.
so Christians didn't like that too much.
I think
And
they
they
had
were-
something against Hello Kitty actually.
Yeah.
It did look very like Hello Kitty-esque, the board, the pink board.
No
So they were
shit.
inviting young girls to play with the certain phrase, ask the question girls want to know. And as we're
I've been
girls,
asking that forever.
We have secret for you.
the only
Please.
question that we want to know is, where's the pizza?
Where's the pizza?
There you go.
That's all we care about. So I don't know what question they wanted girls to know, but we just want pizza and beer.
Pizza.
Here's a real
We already
quick
know where the
question.
beer is. Where's the
Here's
pizza?
Yeah,
a real
you-
quick question.
Instead of buying you a drink, buy us a slice.
That's
Stuffed
right.
crust or regular crust?
Regular.
Regular crust, but with seasoning.
Crispy, thin, greasy.
Boom.
I like a Cajun
I like
crust.
stuffed crust.
I mean, I will eat it.
No.
I'm not
Hey,
asking a lot of
Amanda
questions.
dared you to saute something recently. Did you end up doing that? You put something in a blender to drink it? You remember that?
Oh. She wanted to put red wine, a chalupa,
Oh,
and
that's right.
jalapenos in a
That's
blender
what it
and
was.
make
That's
me
what it
drink
was.
it.
She won't do it.
That's what it was.
What are you
Huh?
offering me? Head of household? I don't think so.
Yeah, if you're on Big Brother.
Part of her income tax return next year. There it is.
Not
She's
worth
like,
it.
she's like, I have plans for that.
Yeah,
already.
not worth it.
Oh shit. Okay. You got me really intrigued right now.
So,
Yes, we'll stop interrupting.
oh no,
No,
it's fine.
interrupt.
So I have like kind of a classic Ouija board involved story.
So we both have Ouija board stories. I don't know if you want to hear both of them.
Yep.
Hey,
All right.
Yep.
Okay,
let's
let's do it.
do it all.
So mine is all about Houdini,
Oh,
Harry Houdini, and his Ouija board encounters, even post-mortem. So Harry Houdini, of course, everyone knows him as like this big magician, and he was an escape artist, but people don't realize that he spent like the last 10 to 15 years of his life completely focused on debunking fake mediums and spiritualists. So after his mom died, he actually went to go see a couple spiritualists and had encounters with them, and most of them were pretty honest and were like, hey, we aren't getting anything, like whatever. And he finally had this one interaction with this one lady who was actually a friend of like his friend's wife, who was like this big spiritualist medium at the time. And she tells him, oh my God, I'm in contact with your mother. She just told me to tell you Merry Christmas, because it was like 2 days before Christmas. And she's saying all this stuff to me, and she's calling you this childhood name, and this is the name, and da-da-da, whatever. And he left pissed off because his mother was Jewish. So why would the first thing she would say be Merry Christmas? And the second thing is, he only spoke Yiddish.
Oh.
So she's saying all this Americanized English phrases to this medium who's in contact with her, and he's super pissed. He feels like he got ripped off. So he dedicates his entire life to disproving mediums. Not because he doesn't believe. He actually was a believer. He just thought fewer people than were claiming actually had the gift. So that like interaction with this woman, and his mom, was through a Ouija board and automatic writing. So he actually was like very anti-Ouija boards because he felt like it was too easy to fake. And he actually said Ouija boards, to quote Houdini directly, Ouija boards are, quote, the first step towards insanity. Take that as you will.
No. I don't mess with them.
So
I don't even touch them.
he joined a committee called the Scientific American Magazine, which offered money to somebody who could actually prove that the paranormal, that they were contacting someone with the paranormal. And of course they had like thousands and thousands of people submissions. None of them were real. They all got debunked. And then there was one lady who claimed to be able to, this is a little graphic, produce an ectoplasmic hand from her lady parts.
Nice.
That would automatic write and do a planchette on a Ouija board.
That's an automatic.
Was she
10%
sitting
tip.
like? Was she sitting with her legs open and something
So
was coming out of her?
They would wear like big
I'm
dresses, and
confused.
kind of the hand would like come out. She would like pull up the dress, and the hand would kind of come out and do its business.
Was she
Would
from?
people see this hand?
There's a picture of it.
Was she from Thailand?
There were no ping pong balls involved. Okay.
I got it. Okay. Good. Just
just like-
want to make sure.
Just picture.
Fuck. Yeah.
Hey,
Um,
either way,
just
she
creeping
sounds
up.
like a freak.
She sounds like a good time.
Yeah.
And so her name was Mina Creighton, and she was actually like the wife of this very prominent surgeon back then. And so everyone was like, oh, she must be like, why would she put her husband's career on the line? Her husband was like agreeing with her that he witnessed it. All these people witnessed it. There's photos. And Houdini was like, no. I don't trust you. So let's do a seance. So they did a seance, and he yelled his classic catchphrase, not kidding you. And he would go, I'm Houdini and that's a fraud. And
Hold
he yelled
on.
at it.
That's
He yelled at
that's
her.
a real catchphrase.
Yeah, he would yell that at people when he would realize it was a fraud.
Amazing.
And he ripped the hand away, and it was not.
Out of her coochie.
Is that her cooch?
It was not. It was not ectoplasm. It was actually
Mannequin.
made out of. Oh, it's so much worse. It was made out of animal parts to look
She
like
had it in there?
flesh, and she would put it inside of herself and then force it out so it would appear out of her parts.
She's a savage. Classic bougie ratchet.
Ratchet.
Mostly ratchet. I don't
Very.
know about the classic.
Oh,
That's
are you
disgusting.
serious? Hold on. Did it say what kind of animal?
It just said.
It
I
doesn't
think it was a
matter.
Why do you want to
combination.
know what
It don't
kind of
matter.
animal?
Because if
It
she's
was-
using like an elephant
It
trunk,
don't
that
matter.
would make sense.
It don't matter.
Inquiring minds need to know.
I don't even know.
I seen this guy's head come out of his mom. Anything bigger than that is terrifying itself.
I have a really round
Yeah.
head. Look,
Dramatic.
my head is
Yeah.
blocking the moon
Dramatic.
behind me. See that?
Yeah. Anything bigger than that is not okay.
Oh god.
And also, it turned out that she was sleeping with like half the scientific committee, and that's how they all were just like, yeah, totally. Obviously, there's nothing up there. We've been there.
She was a fraud.
Yeah, she was a fraud.
Hello.
They were like, this is for research only.
Hey,
That's
if
what they
it's
told
for
their
research.
wives.
Yeah, I've done
What the
research, but I
fuck?
had to pay for it.
Anything in the name of science.
Hell yeah. Science or curiosity, I'm there.
As I said, I think on the last episode, try anything once, twice if you like it.
That's true.
So, yeah.
Oh man.
So Houdini was very proud of this endeavor, but he also was still a believer, and so he wanted to be proved wrong, which I feel like is the best way to be. Oh, hello, Blue.
Sorry, my dog is joining the party.
That's Blue.
That's
Blue.
blue.
Hold on. Your dog's name is Blue.
Blue?
Baloo.
Oh, Baloo.
Yeah.
Oh,
He's
Baloo.
trying to knock over Amanda's beer right now with
Okay.
his tail.
Baloo,
He's
lay
too
down.
excited.
Lay down.
He was like, "What's coming out of where?"
Yeah. yeah.
Is that a chew toy?
You said animal parts. Hold on now.
Yeah. He was like,
What's up, girl?
"What's your name and number?" Okay. So Houdini's wife was very invested in her husband's endeavors. Her name was Bess.
I thought
And
you were gonna
so-
say she's very endowed. I would say Houdini was a freak too.
She might have been.
Listen, they probably all were. There was no TV. What else could you do back then?
It's true.
That's it. That's all you could do.
Oh, God, I'm sorry, ladies. You guys are bringing the worst out of me, but I love it.
Oh, hey, I started it.
Yeah.
So in an attempt to prove that maybe there might be somebody real, Houdini realized that the only real way to do this was once he died, he was going to leave behind a secret message that only his wife knew. And so they memorized this message. They talked about it a ton, like for like the last 5 years of his life. And then when he died in 1926 on Halloween night
Oh shit.
Dun, dun, dun.
at the age of 52,
It's so
Wait,
young.
seriously?
so young. So people do, just so you know, people do think he was murdered. We don't have time
Really?
to get into that, but people do think he might have been murdered because he was so young.
Yeah.
Mm,
Yeah.
Yeah, you
Yeah.
So after that,
topic.
yeah, literally. After that, Houdini's wife would hold a seance every year on the anniversary of his death, aka Halloween,
yeah.
Wow.
as we like to call it, and they would use his Ouija board trying to contact him. So there was this secret code. Tons of people claimed to have it, but then whenever they'd bring it to Bess, she'd be like, "That wasn't it. That's not the code. He gave me this code. That wasn't it." And then finally in 1929, Arthur Ford allegedly cracked the code. So Arthur Ford was a well-known physicist and also very big into spiritualism. And he, in January of 1929, called Bess Houdini up and was like, what up, Bess? I got a message from your husband. Come on over, girl. And she was like, I'll be right there.
She was like, "Bet I'll be there.
Yeah.
My
bet.
horse and my horse and carriage."
She's like, I just Ubered a horse. It's fine.
It's called Yeehaw.
Beautiful. So she goes over and he goes, I've been in contact with not only your husband, but also your husband's mother, who he was always trying to contact. She's a real bitch, by the way. And Houdini himself told me the code. And he says the code, and it is Rosabelle Believe.
That was the actual code.
That was the code. So he says this, and he kind of says it in a roundabout way where he's like, Rosabelle, and he says like a bunch of letters, and he's like, Rosabelle Believe. And Bess is like,
That's it.
That's the code, because it was Rosabelle was their favorite song. She sang it to him at their wedding, and then believe is to be like believe what's happening before your eyes. So Rosabelle believe was the code. So Mrs. Houdini not only like publicly went out and was like, nobody else knew this code. We have no idea how this could have happened. He cracked it. I'm super impressed. She also signed a document saying just that, right? Being like, he did it.
Authenticating it.
Mm-hmm. And then, of course, there were a ton of people saying that there was ways it was leaked. She also had the word Rosabelle on her wedding ring. It was inscribed on there because it was their favorite song. But the fact that he achieved this in a way that she felt worked is the whole point, right? Whether or not it was true, if he knew it and it made her feel like she had contact with her husband, that's the whole point of spiritualism. And so technically he achieved it. There are still to this day on Halloween night seances held with Houdini's board by the Museum of the Bizarre. They allegedly have his board.
Where is
it
it?
has a sign. I don't know. They do the seances in different places, so I don't know where it is now. But
So it's protected. Somebody's actually protecting the board.
Yeah.
I would hope so. That's like a sacred fucking item.
Yeah, it's like this wooden board, and it's like the classic one that was made in that style back then, and it has his signature on the back of it.
Ooh.
So that's the story of Houdini and his Ouija boards.
Holy.
Is
I like
Houdini
it.
his real last name?
No, that's
I didn't think it was.
Yeah, I
You
know.
said
Like a
Mrs.
stage
Houdini,
name.
and I was like, what's?
Yeah, no, he had a different last name. Like, wasn't Houdini his like stage name?
Yeah, so he was actually a Jewish Hungarian immigrant. So he had like a very traditional Hungarian name. That's why his mom didn't even speak English. She only spoke Yiddish because they migrated to the United States shortly after his birth.
What the fuck? That was a great fucking story, dude. That was
Good
cool.
story. I had never heard it, so I was like, what? Hand coming on? That
That was just for intrigue and drama, a little sex appeal, you know?
It's called the
Sex
Cooch Hand.
appeal. Coochie hand.
Merch idea?
Merch idea. Oh my God. Can you
Ooh.
imagine having the hand at the bottom of a shirt reaching up like this?
You need the legs coming out, though.
That's true.
No, like it's at the bottom of the shirt. So like when you wear the shirt, it looks like the hand's coming out.
True.
Yeah, Cassidy shirt, half shirt,
Don't steal it.
hand coming up.
Oh, crop top?
Right?
Crop top.
Crop top.
Crop top. Okay.
Yeah.
Holy
I was
shit.
gonna wear one in honor of you today.
You
by
should
the way.
have.
I'm sorry. Were you gonna wear a crop top?
No, I just pulled my white shirt up.
Oh, got it.
It's cropped.
I'm Cassidy.
Crop top.
Oh
You're-
Lord.
That's
That's your
Cassidy.
Halloween costume.
That was Cassidy.
That's your Halloween. The roll on a red lip. You're serving looks.
Slightly hairier than Cassidy's stomach,
Only a
but
little.
Just a
only a
little.
little.
Jesus Christ, Dad.
And with that, we're gonna introduce what's that one Clipper advertisement?
Who? Anchor?
No, lawnmower. The
Lawnmower.
clipper.
Oh,
The Clippers.
Manscaped.
Manscaped.
Hey, yeah, Manscaped. If you're listening to this, that guy needs it. So sponsor us, please.
Sponsor.
Sponsor.
Right there.
Yeah.
Holy shit.
Yeah.
I like it. I think that's a good Halloween costume for you.
I like
The
it.
Cassidy.
The Cassidy.
The
Yeah, that's
Cassidy.
it. I was
That's
gonna
a
do
good
it.
one.
I actually was gonna. That's why I was actually. When I ran out of time after he told me we were doing the show, I was gonna buy a shirt, cut it, and then wear it today. That was my tribute to you folks, to you
You
ladies.
missed out.
Best
I
in
did-
We
no,
missed
no,
out.
no,
Yes.
Not yet.
Yeah, not
The year's
yet.
Not over,
This
and
is-
neither is the podcasting.
Yeah, this is coming.
There's more beer to be drank. And most
Wow.
importantly,
Yeah, 7-Eleven is just a block away.
Well, there you go.
2 blocks for me. All right.
Freaking out.
That was a fucking great story.
That was crazy.
I like that. I've never
liked
heard.
it.
I've never heard it
Well,
go into
good.
that extreme.
Me neither.
Amanda went way spookier. Like mine was more like ooh, and hers is more like ah, if that makes sense.
Is
Mine
that
is
what it
more
is?
of a haunting situation happening.
Let's
So
go.
I watched an episode of Paranormal Witness for this. I don't know if you've ever seen that show.
I have.
One of my
Yes.
favorites.
So season 1, episode 5. I don't know if you guys know this one,
Maybe.
but we're gonna tell
Start
them anyway. So I can't say this name. Lisa Dobrowolski.
Drabalski.
Yeah, the first one
How do you
sounded
know that
right.
name? Drabalski? It's just a I just assumed.
She's okay. We're going with Drabalski. She was really confident, so I'm gonna go with Drabalski.
Hey, I just assumed high school and I barely passed. So
Cassidy sounds like me pronouncing everyone's names.
Drabalski.
I just feel like you say it with enough like
Olski?
confident, people just act like it's right.
Well, you were really confident, so I'm gonna go with that.
Yeah. It's the 8% beer.
Yeah.
I was gonna say, if we keep drinking enough, we're gonna start.
I was gonna
start
say,
speaking Russian or.
I already can't read because I'm drinking, so that's perfect. So we have Lisa Drabalski.
Mhm.
She moved to the United States in 2000 from Australia. She has a son named Zach, who she had from a previous marriage, but now she's married to a man named Mike Drabalski. So the three of them lived together in their house in Virginia Beach. In the beginning of the year of 2008, Lisa was hanging out with one of her friends, and her friend casually mentions to her that she's been using a Ouija board. Her friend told her that she's been using it to contact different spirits and family members, and she said it's really been working for them, so they really enjoy doing it.
It's not a casual thing. I feel like that's the biggest mistake.
To her friend, it was very casual. So.
More to let Cassidy and Amanda.
So even though Lisa at this point was kind of, Baloo, what are you doing? All right, lay down. Sorry, my dog, really quick. Lay down. Okay. So even though Lisa was kind of skeptical of the whole Ouija board situation and spirits and stuff, her and her husband Mike are like, you know what? We're gonna go buy our own Ouija board because this sounds fascinating. This sounds great. So at first, Lisa wanted to use the board to try and contact her family members or just see what kind of questions they can have answered. And to their surprise, it started really working. So Lisa and Mike did know that the board potentially could be dangerous, so they've heard, and release some kind of evil spirit into your home, but that didn't stop them from continuing to use the board every single day.
Overkill.
So this seems like a lot.
Yeah.
So they start becoming obsessed with this board. They're using it 2 to 3 times a day, like sitting down with it, doing the whole thing, have candles lit, drinking, having a good time. Lisa's son, Zach, absolutely hated the fact that they were using this. He thought it was really weird, really bizarre. And he said that they would use it to ask questions like, when will I get pregnant? You know, simple everyday questions. You okay?
Yeah, I keep hearing shit. I'm not kidding.
What are you hearing?
Sure, it's not the baby.
I'm hoping it's my kid because I am because it sounds like it's coming from upstairs, and I haven't checked if my wife and kid are still home.
They're never home.
They were
But
never there.
I heard it earlier too, like 20 minutes ago.
The last crossover podcast we did was with Tyler from Hawk Creek Horror, episode 15, and we were talking about haunted stuff, and he was like, oh yeah, I hear my wife going up to check on one of my daughters. I heard her crying. And then he goes up to bed and his wife was like, I never went and checked on Penny. I didn't even hear her cry. So Zooming with us might be dangerous.
This is fucking great. And okay, I'll save that information for. Oh, this is getting good. Let me take another sip.
Whoops.
Our bad.
No, this is good.
That's good. This is good. We asked for it.
I did.
You did. So then they start asking the board like random everyday life questions, and they're basically trusting this board with their life. They're like, oh, we need to know this information. We need to know this. Let's ask the board. And whatever the board says, they're going with it. So at this point, they had been using the board regularly for about a month. And one night they sit down to start doing their usual Ouija board date, we'll call it. And they decide to ask the board, is there any friendly spirit here who would like to come forth and communicate with us? Immediately, the planchette moves across the board to the word no. So the second that this happens, that the planchette hits no, Lisa and Mike get this overwhelming feeling that something's not right, that there's a presence in the room with them that isn't friendly. So they ask, who is this? and the board spells out the name Vox, V-O-X. And all of a sudden, the planchette starts whipping around the board really fast, spelling out the same things over and over. All the messages were directed towards Lisa. So they were saying things like, this being was in love with her. Mike was lucky to sleep with her every night. She was a porn star. Just like all this weird shit just over and over again. And they tried to move the planchette to say goodbye, because that's how you end the Ouija board. And when they went to goodbye, it spelled out, "You will never get rid of me." It then immediately went to the number 10 and started counting down. So it went 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4. And right before it could hit 1, Lisa hit the planchette off the board and she screamed, "Stop it," which you're not supposed to do. Because that doesn't anything.
That doesn't close it, right? You gotta fucking.
Yeah, I've done that.
She
before.
did that to us once.
That's right. That's right. I remember that. Yeah. And on the dominoes.
I might have done that before. So you're not supposed to do that. So at this point, they obviously knew that they were fucked because they couldn't say goodbye to whatever this being was. However, the next day they were like, "Okay, we're never going to use this again." Did you hear that?
Someone's crying in your hallway.
There's someone crying outside.
There is some weird shit going on.
There's a lot of weird things happening. I don't know if that's a baby or what that is.
I'm gonna get you another beer while
Okay,
you continue to
thank you.
tell.
So they put the board up in their closet and they shut the door and they're like, "We're never touching this again." Obviously, shit is haunted. Pretty soon after this, Lisa finds out that she's pregnant in July of 2009, which they had asked the board that. So she gave birth to a baby named Brody. And nothing strange or scary started happening. Like, everything kind of ended. Nothing scary was happening to the family for almost 2 years, I believe. Thank you.
Nice.
Priorities.
Hell yeah.
And then in the spring of 2010, some paranormal things started happening again.
This is way later then.
Yeah, 2 years. So it began with them hearing loud footsteps throughout the house and having closet doors open on their own. And then it started to get more physical. Things began tugging on their clothes. It got to the point where things like, I think one night Mike went to bring pizza to Lisa on the couch and he was like handing it to her and the whole plate flew across the room and hit against the wall and just shattered. And the pizza flew.
What a waste of pizza.
Legit.
That has to be an evil
It's
spirit.
like some of the best drunk food you can ever have, and you waste it like that.
Right? I know.
How dare you,
Despicable.
Spirit?
And then
how dare you?
during Thanksgiving of that year, they had a bunch of people over the house, and out of nowhere, when they're all just like hanging out talking, Brody, their baby's toys, started going off, which we've also experienced.
That happened to us. I have a little brother who's 15 years younger than me.
Yeah.
15 years younger than me. So when Amanda and I were trying to astral project, we were staying at my dad's house at the time in Arizona, right next to the mountains, like in the middle of nowhere. And we did that whole situation.
Superstition Mountain?
Superstition Mountains.
Yes.
Yeah. And
Lord.
so we were in a room sleeping, and in the middle of the night, this toy keeps going off.
This robot toy kept going off, beeping.
And I was pissed. So I take the batteries out of it and it still won't stop. And so of course we start videoing it and we take it downstairs and we start smashing it with a hammer and it won't stop going.
Would not stop.
And then when I go to look back at the video, it crashed my whole phone. And every time I would open the video, it would crash my phone until I deleted the video.
That's a true story. Just so you know.
No, I believe
Okay.
So
okay.
Kids' toys?
This is a fucking, everyone listening and watching, this is a crazy fucking Hollywood Halloween story.
Hollywood. So,
Real quick, I'm sorry.
Tell us.
Real quick,
tell us,
short
please.
story. Same thing, Cassidy. When I was living with this guy, and for those who don't know, he had open heart surgery at a very, very young age. What, 34?
38.
38.
Hell yeah, I'm glad you're kicking it.
Oh yeah.
Any
With
day
us.
above ground is good for me.
That's
that
what my
was-
dad says every year on his birthday.
Yeah, I understand it. Trust me.
So that was back in Arizona, right? We eventually come back here to California. We're living at that house that I told you about with the fucking shadow baby and all that other crazy nonsense.
Shadow baby.
So, and also ironically, where it was my mom who saw the baby run from room to room, where she saw the baby run from was my room. 1, 2. My younger brother, the one that he had mentioned, not Joaquin, but the other one, he had a small Madagascar toy that was the giraffe. This is from Madagascar.
Oh,
Madagascar 2, when they went to Africa and he was the witch doctor. Okay. I had this on top of my TV in the room. I was asleep, getting ready. I was basically ready for bed. And out of nowhere, and in the movie, the doctor said, the giraffe says, "You look really sick. You should go see a doctor," because he's not a witch doctor himself. He's just a fucking giraffe. So that specific saying is on that toy. That toy repeated that same saying over and over and over and over again for easily 10 minutes. I freaked the fuck out, and no more than, I don't know, a day, maybe 2. Guess who went right back to the hospital? That guy.
Damn, that's crazy.
well, fast forward to last year. I just threw that toy away when I went through our storage,
Are you serious?
and it still would go off. And my storage was in a warehouse just 5 miles south of us, so it never moved. Once we moved from the other house to where we're at right now at your grandpa's, it stayed still until I ended up going through our storage and throwing everything away.
That
when
is
I
a
reached-
fucking demon toy.
When I reached the tote that all them toys were in, as soon as I grabbed it, it started going on, and it had that little wicked laugh.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I heard,
Ew.
like in the back of the storage, and I threw that fucker away.
Good. You should have set it on
Yeah.
fire before that.
Yeah, you should
You
have.
don't want to Annabelle somebody else.
Yeah. Sorry for that interruption. I'm sorry.
No, that's
I'm
a
not
good
sorry.
one.
I'm not sorry. So
I'm telling you,
Scared
there's
me.
crazy shit that's happened throughout our family for a while now.
we know.
Yeah, a little bit.
Yeah.
Please continue. Thank you.
Okay. So Brody's toys are going off. They're all different. Some are cars that are whizzing through the fucking living room. Some are talking, some are singing, some are buzzing, whatever. All these people are hearing this at this point, and they're like, that's fucking weird. And they basically just like all can't wait to get out of the house and leave. So they do. So that was really the turning point for Lisa, where she was like, okay, we're not alone in this house. Other people see it. This is fucking scary. But apparently they couldn't break their lease, or so they say. So they stayed in the house. And every night there was like living in a horror movie. They could feel the sheets being tugged on. There was whispers in their ear. Like they just always felt that there was a presence among them, basically. So one night, Lisa wakes up in seething pain, and she opens the covers and she looks down at her leg, and there's a scratch about 6 inches long down the side of her leg. And at the same time as she's looking at her leg, she hears a blood-curdling scream coming from Brody's room. So she jumps up and she goes and she runs to get the baby, and he's in his crib crying, and he's pointing like this at the closet, which is now open. The closet door is open. So they, bring him into their bedroom and they go to sleep, and they're like, okay, let's just forget this happened. A few days later, the same exact thing happens with Brody. Closet doors open, pointing, crying. So Lisa's kind of getting mad at this point, and she's like, fuck this. And she starts to like kind of wrap up and close the closet door and put like a spring on it or whatever. And as she's leaving the room, she can hear the closet door thumping to get open. Like someone is trying to open it.
Let me out.
Oh, I hate
Yeah.
that so much.
And it wasn't until Lisa physically saw a black figure of a man standing right outside of Brody's room that she felt like she finally needed to get help. It took all that. And then when she saw the figure, she was like, okay, we need to fucking call somebody to help us.
I feel like, and maybe it's just because I've seen so many figures in my lifetime that I'm like, oh, figures first step.
Yeah.
Like, I'm not scared.
But she didn't see it until the end.
Until it moves something. Like, if something's moving or I can hear noises or see something that, like, moving, that's what scares me. But, like, seeing a figure, I'm like, nah.
Yeah.
Who doesn't? Am I right?
What the fuck?
Very true.
I don't fuck with Ouija boards, bro.
And I'm not doing that ever again. So they shut the fuck up. So they seek out help. So Lisa and Mike seek out help from a man named Johnny Grey Wolf Flores, who comes in and he does a cleansing of the house with the sage and all the stuff. He tells Lisa that there's an entity in the house that is attached to her at this point. So now she's like, this is over 2 years after the Ouija board. And she's like, oh my God, it's Vox. It's fucking Vox. He's in love with me.
She remembered the name.
Yeah.
What?
So apparently water is the only element that doesn't allow spirits to travel, which I didn't know until, I just found this out. So they wrapped the board in a personal item of Lisa's because it was attached to her. And then Lisa had to tell the spirit it was no longer welcome and it had to go. And then they submerged the board in one of their kiddie pools that they had for Brody that was in their garage. So the board stayed in this kiddie pool for 6 months. And 6 months later, paranormal activity started happening again in the house. They immediately called Grey Wolf back and they set the board on fire and destroyed it for good.
Isn't that what you're not supposed to do?
You're not supposed to do that.
Well, they did, and nothing ever happened to them again. I don't know if Grey Wolf like did a spell or something.
Maybe he like bound it to the
I
board.
put a spell on you.
I mean, I would trust anyone named Grey Wolf.
Man, this IPA is hitting hard right now. I can tell you that much.
Just feels like someone who should be tattooing me. Grey Wolf.
Grey Wolf.
Right?
Grey Wolf expelled the demon, and they're fine now.
Well, God, I'm happy for them.
Jesus. Wow.
Ouija boards. You're welcome.
So.
Okay, wait a minute. We got to pause for a second.
Okay, let's pause.
Let's pause.
Give me 5 minutes.
All right, so we're back from our little
spoken.
From
You
our
speak my language.
back from the break real quick. Sorry. All right, so you got done talking about your stories of Ouija boards.
Mm-hmm.
Now I'm going to tell a story, and Amanda, I've only given you the name of what I'm going to talk about. This story is
nothing.
Fucking insane. And guess what it involves?
Beer.
Ouija boards.
And a Ouija board.
Fuck! How did we even come up with that? You didn't even tell me that.
We put it out in the universe.
Yeah, the anniversary. This IPA is kicking hard right now. I'm gonna take one more sip.
Oh yeah, I'm already.
The only cure is more.
Yeah.
Things are happening already. I'm ready.
More, some Tylenol and some tacos, and then you'll be all right for the morning.
I'm gonna be hurting. I'm gonna be hurting tonight though. I got to you.
Love a taco right now.
Right?
Tacos sound fucking good. Oh my God.
We're gonna get tacos
at some point.
Damn, that sounds good.
You guys are down south. I'm sure you guys got some pretty good spots.
I know, we're so close though. Well, we're not so close, but we're pretty close. You're San Fran.
I mean, only 6 hours.
Yeah.
I'll be up there in Thanksgiving. My husband's from the Bay Area.
Oh shit.
Oh really?
Which part?
What part?
Novato.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
Oh wow.
Okay. Yeah, it's like
that's where the big. Well, he's close to the fire, but
yeah,
the big fire that's happening now.
That's like probably 30 minutes from me. About 40 minutes.
Good luck.
My mom used to live in Monterey. She actually just moved back to Arizona, but she used to live in Monterey.
Love it.
Monterey's beautiful.
Oh, beautiful.
Beautiful.
Yeah. Cold.
We'd still
Very
live in
cold.
Arizona if I didn't get sick, but
that's true.
Yeah.
That's true.
It's very hot in Arizona though.
Yeah, it's only 120.
We actually got used
disgusting.
to it. Yeah, it is. It is when you have. You guys were. Oh, never mind. Go ahead. Tell your story. Because I can go. They had an episode where they were talking about spicy butt.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Don't point at me.
Because your butt's always spicy.
Well, the worst case of spicy butt I had nothing to do with chili. It had to do with chafing. Had to do with chafing and getting the wrong powder. I got mentholated powder.
Oh,
No.
what the fuck?
That's
When
like
we went to
icy
Vegas.
butt.
Oh,
Oh,
I remember that. Yeah, you
yeah.
were in pain, buddy. I
I
tell you
was.
Icy
what.
butt.
Yeah. I
It's
had
icy
icy
butt.
butt.
Spicy
I
without
did.
the S and P.
I did. That never. Oh, if you want to play a joke on, give them foot powder, Gold Bond mentholated foot powder.
For their
It's great
ass.
for the crack if it's not mentholated. But I had mentholated, and imagine me, I'm 260 pounds trying to shove powder up my ass so I wouldn't have scratchy ass anymore.
I'm literally thinking this is the most open we've ever been on this podcast. Thank
we
you,
have
ladies,
that
for
effect on people.
Because we have like no filter. We talk about everything all the time, which
So
is
we,
good and bad. But you know what?
and then add some
Sorry,
booze
not
to it.
sorry.
Here we go.
Yeah, exactly. Add an 8% beer, and then
Again,
yeah,
ladies,
All right.
cheers. Thank you
Cheers.
for coming on.
cheers.
And let's get
Absolutely.
this crazy story started.
We're ready for your murder.
Okay. 1986, Townsend, Massachusetts. I can never say that correctly.
Massachusetts.
just always say New England.
New England.
Massachusetts.
There was a family of three, two sisters and a father. The sisters were Mary Ann and Jessica Andrews, and the father was Brian Andrews.
Where was mom?
She had recently died.
Never mind. Sorry.
She had recently died due to cancer.
Oh.
Oh,
Now, obviously, with something like that, people are going to be really, sad about it. They're, especially if it's your mother, you're going to want to have your mom back, right? Or have some type of something. So
Mhm.
what's the best way of getting that person back? Conjuring them through a Ouija board. So with that being said, one night, Amanda and Jessica commence a seance to contact their mother. Now, after the seance, they did not get anything. No voices, no tapping, no "Are you here?" The planchette, I believe is what it's called, didn't move. Nothing at all. So they end up going to bed. While they're laying in bed, they hear tapping.
We hear it.
As they hear that tapping, they start walking through the house, and they keep hearing it throughout the house. It's not in one particular spot. It's throughout the entire house. Brian comes home from work that night because he works late nights, to find both of his daughters awake when they should have been sleeping. What are you doing awake is basically his first question. Dad, we did a seance. We contacted mom. Just sit there, wait, and listen. But there's no tapping. For almost 20 minutes, there's no tapping, nothing at all. Brian starts thinking, you know what? I think they're not that they're starting to lose their minds, but the grief of losing their mother is playing with their psyche. So he's like, you know what? I'm just gonna let it, sit. That's it. But your mother's not making contact with you, is basically what he's telling them. A few days later, the tapping continues. But again, when Brian comes home from work, there's no tapping. This tapping goes on for a few weeks, over and over and over again. And then it starts getting so crazy that items in their house start being moved. Something like a lamp, which would be in the front room, would be in the middle of their kitchen. Something like forks would be stabbed into their furniture.
It's like the bananas.
Oh,
Go on.
Something opens every banana we bring into our house.
Oh, I heard that episode. Yes.
It's been happening more.
It happened again this week. We have no idea why. It just, every single time we bring home bananas, which I'm allergic to bananas, so I can't even eat them. And every time we bring home bananas, something half peels every banana. And like, there's never any claw marks. So it's not like it's my cat, and nothing ever tries to eat it.
Is your house humid? Maybe the humidity just like peels it.
My house is humid. I have bananas. That doesn't happen.
I mean, I mean, maybe, I don't know. I would take anything at this point, but
Oh. Oh, fuck. Okay.
she always jokes that we have a gorilla ghost.
The gorilla ghost.
Coco.
Girl is like
Coco the
banana.
gorilla.
Yeah, Coco,
Yeah.
Coco the gorilla.
Just
So-
sign languaging, but you can't do that when you're a ghost, so you have to peel the bananas.
It's a sign. If it's a
That
full
makes sense.
fully peeled banana, they're hungry.
I would say it's half. They're usually about half peeled.
Really?
Yeah, and
That's
like
fucking weird.
sometimes by like multiple, like not just like one strand. It's like they're peeled.
Nothing eaten, no bite marks.
No bite marks, no claw marks, no damage to the banana at all. Just peeled,
What the fuck?
but never fully peeled.
You know what I
Half-
realized too? The way that we're doing this, actually, this is kind of going full circle with your podcast. Did you ever watch the Winchester Mystery House episode of Ghost Adventures?
Yes.
I haven't.
Okay, you haven't seen that. They do an experiment where they triangulate almost like a Bermuda Triangle, basically through the internet, and crazy shit starts happening. It's
With Bobby Mackey.
yes, happens.
Yeah,
Bob
yeah, yeah.
Mackey's Portal to Hell.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
So they triangulate from the Winchester Mystery House to fucking Washoe. Oh my god, that place is fucking nuts. The Washoe Club in Virginia
Nevada.
City, Nevada,
Yep.
and then Bobby Mackey's and shit starts happening. So the fact that we're doing this and it's a 3-screen thing, it's a triangle.
Illuminati.
Weird shit is happening.
Also,
It's a sign.
sidebar, slight, just like one sentence. Houdini, one of the few places he said that he genuinely felt there was something strange about the place was the Winchester Mystery House.
Wait a minute.
You just spooked the shit out of Amanda.
'Cause because he was like a major debunker. That was his whole thing, right? He would go into places and be like, "This place it's just a house. You're tricking us. This is stupid." He went into the Winchester Mystery House and said it was one of the few places he's ever been that he cannot explain why he felt the way he did inside of that place.
That house is weird. Have you physically been there?
Wait,
I
isn't
haven't.
it close to you?
Yes, it's
Yeah,
in San Jose.
We should
It's
all
not
meet up
very
there.
We want to go really bad post-pandemic because I have a free ticket to go.
We want to go so bad.
Okay. Post
You
pandemic.
guys meet us
Post-
there.
My wife will
Yeah.
join us because she's never
Yes.
been. She
Yes.
is gonna lose her shit.
Oh my god, let's do it.
Oh my god, I'm so excited.
I'm fucking
That'll be really
juiced.
fun. We're gonna
Okay,
bring
if this is for reals, I'll
we're for real.
My wife, she's
Hell yeah.
the funniest thing to her is to scare somebody.
It's not
It does
funny
not-
when you're a fucking
Oh.
kid, though.
Yeah. As long as if
She would
can
like my
scare
husband
you-
then because he likes to scare people.
We'll
Oh
bring
yeah.
Quadruple date.
Oh, I was gonna say we'll bring our wife, Kate.
Oh, our wife.
My wife.
We'll bring our wife, Kate.
Okay, right on.
That'd be great.
Also, I can tell I'm drunk because for some reason this eye won't stay open. I don't know.
She's like the mom from Arrested Development. She's like
I'm trying to keep this eye open and it won't stay open.
she's Gangy. She's Gangy.
I'm trying. I'm really trying.
We love
This
you,
is good.
Gangy. We love you,
Trying.
Gangy.
Okay, let's go
So-
on with the story. I'm
All right.
ready.
Yeah,
So-
we'll talk about post quarantine stuff later.
Like I said, the girls keep hearing tapping throughout the weeks. Well, eventually the tapping grows from light tapping to thuds.
But the dad doesn't hear this, right?
The dad never hears this.
Okay.
He's at work.
He's always at work. Every time there's a thud or a tap or a shit that's being moved, he's always at work. Then in January 1987, months go on with the loud thuds and the tapping, and it goes on and on and on and on. Until one night, thuds can be heard specifically from the basement. This is when shit starts getting fucking crazy. The girls decide, you know what? Let's go investigate. What's making that fucking noise? So
You would.
I
they go downstairs, and when they walk downstairs, they find nothing.
I can live with that.
Nothing's down there.
Yeah, too.
Nothing's
You
down
got
there.
me all excited, dude.
They're looking throughout the basement, and there's nothing. until they turn around and on the wall at the top of the stairs says in red letters, kind of like the red letters behind you. I'm in your closet. Come find me.
Is this in like blood or?
It's in blood.
Once again, we would both choose to pass away.
I would pass away.
After I release my urination all over the floor.
Yeah, there seems to be no other option there.
After seeing that, the girls say, fuck this, and they run out of the house and they call their dad at their next door neighbors. They're saying, Dad, you need to come home now.
Queens.
Shit's happening. Please come home. Get that Red Hood ready because it's getting...
I'm nervous. I know. I'm like trying to protect my neck. It's like a very like evolutionary thing. I'm like, oh, the back of my neck is exposed.
Yeah. That makes sense.
Now, after this, Brian comes home. He sees the red letters. He sees his daughters. And he thinks, you know what? You're still making shit up. This shit is your mom is gone. You're not making, this is not real. It's not real. You both of you, Jessica and Annie, need to go see a therapist. So with that being said, they go see a therapist.
We love therapy.
I think they should have seen a therapist, but also maybe we believe that they've seen some things. Kids see stuff.
Maybe believe your kid.
How old are they?
At the time, they were 15 and 14.
Oh, yeah. That's not young.
No,
that's not young.
Believe your kids.
Yeah. You're old enough to
hashtag believe your kids.
Now, Brian continues to do his same night shift schedule, going to work. His daughters, like I said, they continue to hear shit. But after a few weeks of therapy, they're starting to think, maybe this therapy is working. Because just by the way, I need to drink more because this is so much more fluid when I talk.
You have a very soothing voice. Like
you did like really nice.
If you did like a whole just campfire series where you told me like campfire stories, I would listen to that.
Yeah,
like while I fell asleep, I feel like.
Thank you.
Oh, jeez.
You
ladies know what you started.
Yeah,
his wife's in the other room like, don't give him any idea.
That's exactly what she's probably thinking. I'm not gonna lie.
Meanwhile, I'm over here like intrigued.
Yeah.
One night in October, and this is still 1987. The girl.
Okay, wait. Okay, you're not making this shit up, right? This is a story. This is a true story.
This is a true 100% well-documented story. And then as a matter of fact, I'll take a little break right here. My sources are Boston 25 News, LA Times from 1990, MammaMia.com. That's a real one.
I'm hungry.
Local Bay Area podcast called Over the Fence Podcast. So Molly, Cody, thank you very much.
Bay Area folks.
Yep. APnews.com and good old Wikipedia.
Ew, why do people do that?
Went full Jersey fist pump when we heard Wikipedia.
That was great.
Like, we own Wikipedia. We're
You guys were in
that's our
sync.
side.
That was
Those are our boys.
Yeah,
Like,
you not only did it at the same time, you were in sync. Both
we
fists
don't
went
know
up.
them, and neither one of us are from New Jersey. We have no right to fist pump like
I'm
that.
close. I'm from New York.
You're close, yeah. You're from where Snooki is from your hometown.
Oh,
Where?
So she says.
Poughkeepsie.
Oh, really?
No shit.
I'm the princess of Poughkeepsie.
Oh shit,
You're
Snooki, if you're
Amanda-
listening to this, that's the princess right there.
That's a
Watch
call
out.
out.
That's
Call
Calling
out.
you out, homegirl.
You didn't know Snooki's an avid listener of.
Oh man, if we got her on here, that'd be fucking nuts.
Let's do it.
I feel like she would be down.
Right? I hope so. That'd be cool. So one night in October, and yes, this is a 100% true story.
Okay. I
True
thought you were
story,
making-
Big Jim.
I thought he was making shit up.
I know you don't believe your own kid.
That's fucked
No,
up.
I don't. Neither all three of them. Full of shit.
He's like, this is the least believable kid.
Yeah, exactly.
Firstborn.
He's too much like me, so I don't believe shit he says. Anyway.
In October, the girls are watching TV when again they hear loud bangs, except this time it's coming from Annie's room. In Annie's room, when they go inside, again, in red, bloody letters, says, I'm back. Come find me.
Come find me. I hate that so much.
Running back to their neighbor's house. They call up Brian. Brian comes home, and this time he's furious. You've been going to therapy. You've said that you've been fine. You're not hearing shit. You're not seeing shit. What is going on? Except this time, the girls have pure, genuine terror on their face. So Brian says, you know what? Stay here. I'm going to go look and see what is happening. While coming into the house, Brian finds a steak knife driven through the wall into Annie's photo. Making his way up to Annie's room. By the way, the lights are all cut off. There's no lights.
Of course they aren't.
Making his way to Annie's room, he sees a dark, tall figure standing in Annie's room, and above its head says, "Will you marry me?"
Man, okay.
Hold on.
All right. I'll shut up.
The figure was about 6 feet 5 inches tall.
Well,
breathing.
He wasn't short Mexican.
No, breathing heavily.
So funny.
The figure was wearing Brian's dead wife's wedding dress and makeup.
So ghost and drag?
Pretty much.
What the hell, dude? You gotta be making this shit up.
I'm not making this up. I promise you. The figure then charges at Brian and starts attacking him, scratching, biting before running down to the basement and disappearing. Brian calls 911. You all right over there? I see you doing a little shoulder shimmy.
Well, yeah, I'm just like, whatever. I mean, people get paid to bite and scratch people, so I don't know.
To be fair, if I was dead, I would totally haunt my husband in my wedding dress. So
That'd be the best.
I mean,
She would like to do that while alive.
I was gonna say, why don't you just do it now?
I would. I really would.
One of the recent texts she sent me was, "How much do you think it would cost to dye my wedding dress black so I could wear it for Halloween?"
No, go to Spirit. They have them $25.
Boom.
Black wedding dress.
Love
with
Spirit
the veil.
Halloween.
Spirit Halloween's the shit.
Veil.
The shit.
I'm so happy that I
Yeah.
signed up for their.
I like that.
Sponsor
jersey.
us, Spirit.
Yeah.
I like that hockey jersey.
Yeah.
I would wear that just for the hell of it.
Spirit
That's
Halloween.
what I said.
If you're
Yeah.
listening, sponsor all of us. We support you 100%.
That's right.
Spirit Halloween, send me that weird it statue they have.
yeah.
Oh, Pennywise? Yeah,
$279.
because you
I
like
want it.
Pennywise and you don't like a man that's funny. So
Pennywise.
Oh,
is
wait.
hot.
It's not that I don't like a man that's funny. It's just that men aren't funny. That's not.
They're funny.
I'm just kidding.
To be fair, when we went on our pee break, she said you guys were funny.
I did.
Yes.
Well, so that's my joke always
Mission
because
accomplished.
misogynistic men like to say that women aren't funny.
Those
so
guys are idiots.
I think it's funny to say, oh, well, that's because men aren't funny. I think it's funny. And I feel like funny men know I'm not talking about them. You know?
Yes.
Yes, I do not take offense of it.
I take zero
Yeah.
offense.
Because you guys
You're
aren't
not misogynistic.
Exactly.
No.
Not at all.
As long as you're not misogynistic, you can
No.
think that joke's funny.
It's a very funny joke. I actually this morning I played that clip on Instagram for my wife, and she was like, "Oh my god, they're fucking hilarious." I was like, "Yeah, why do you think I fucking listen to them?"
So should we hang out with your wife?
I was gonna say,
Should we hang out with your wife?
I cannot wait to go
Yeah.
to the Winchester Mystery House with your wife now.
The Minchester?
The Manchester Mystery House.
Wistery House.
Winchester?
Now we're
Sure.
talking about Chinese food.
Eyes are not opened. We don't know what's happening. All right,
Now.
I'm ready. I'm ready to know what the
Yeah, I
spirit's
need to know
doing.
the finale.
Here we go.
Okay, I'm ready.
Okay, so he is getting married. This is a true fact. This is a fact of the
He
story. You're not
was
making this
married.
shit up.
No,
I'm
this is
making
his
this up.
His wife is the ghost.
His wife died of
Or-
cancer.
Okay.
What was
Okay.
in Annie's room was a tall 6-foot figure wearing her dress.
Oh,
No. Oh, I saw that. No, you're good. No one saw it. No one saw it.
I did.
he was trying to get that ass.
Okay, first of all, his wife is probably not 6'5".
No.
I hope not.
No.
I'm barely pushing 5'9". I don't want to step on a ladder.
So, like I said, the police were called and they searched the entire house. They find absolutely nobody. Now, they do find the house in disarray. They do find the steak knife through Annie's photo.
Scary.
They see all the red lettering, everything. They see all of that, but they don't find anybody in the house.
So they see this blood lettering on the wall.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so it's really there.
It's there. It's not a figure.
There's
It's not
pictures
a
on
figure
the
of someone's. No, that, and trust me when I said I've searched high and low to find these pictures. They are not on the internet.
Ugh.
You didn't search low enough, pal.
Apparently not. I got to go to the dark web for that, and I am not going that direction. The police then go to the basement where they find the first letters of "I'm in your closet, come find me." They see that. As they start to walk up the steps, they happen to look to their right, and what they see is a piece of plywood. And that plywood is just off of the wall about this much, about maybe half an inch. So there's space between the wall and the actual plywood. That particular officer comes back downstairs, removes that plywood, and finds 17-year-old Daniel LaPlante.
What?
Oh, I know what you're talking about. Okay, never mind. I
Wait,
get
like
it.
a human
There's a dead person in the house the whole time?
or a real person?
Alive.
He lived in the walls.
Daniel LaPlante lived within the walls of this home for weeks.
Yeah.
And every tapping that they heard was Daniel.
Thirsty.
Now
Holy shit!
the girls thought they had contacted a demonic spirit because their mom was always a bubbly person. So when they heard tapping, they thought, "Oh, maybe it's our mom. She's talking to us." Until shit started being stabbed into the furniture, and stuff was being moved. So they thought, "Oh fuck, we contact." By the way, I was just watching a rerun of Ghost Adventures last night.
Best show ever.
The Zozo Demon.
Oh, yeah, that's the demon
Ouija
of
board.
the Ouija board. Yeah.
Holy shit! I just realized there's so much Ouija board going on today. Anyways,
I love that you guys also love Ghost Adventures because it's my absolute favorite
I've
show
been
ever.
I've been watching that
since the documentary, day one.
Yeah.
Have you guys been to the Haunted Museum?
No.
So
that if you want to meet somewhere, I will definitely drive to Vegas. But here's my situation with the whole paranormal and investigating. Wait, no, go ahead and finish your story and then I'll explain.
Yeah, we'll get into this.
Okay.
Yeah.
So again, they find 17-year-old Daniel LaPlante. He was a student at the sisters' high school. He was
Sorry.
He's like a lion.
It's all good. He is known or was known as the awkward kid. Now keep in mind, he's 6'5". The guy's a fucking giant.
He went to the high school with the girls.
Yes.
One of the girls, yeah.
This guy's a fucking freak.
He had zero hygiene, greasy hair, and had that quote unquote strange kid vibe. Daniel was also subject to physical, psychological, and sexual abuse as a kid by his father.
Oh.
His release to all of that was to burglarize homes. And when he did so one day, he found Annie's phone number. Now, this leads into that whole ghost story that I just told, because he called Annie one day and said, "Hey, my name is Daniel. I'm the captain of the football team. I'm this tall. I have blonde and I have blue eyes." He was none of that except for tall. He had brown, greasy hair, pimples, all this crazy stuff. Like, he was honestly the kid that people looked at in high school and they were like, "I'm gonna."
He was catfishing her.
I was gonna say he's me. I have pimples.
He was he was definitely catfishing her to the point where he even said, "You know what? Let's go on a date." This is when they still had a phone relationship. Excuse me. So
I've been silently burping this entire episode. So.
Yeah, I was gonna tell you, just let it out, Cass. Just go. Just
I was like,
release them demons.
Yeah.
those beer demons.
Now,
Well,
go ahead. I'm sorry.
I was just thinking this reminds me of a movie that came out. I wonder if it was based on this.
Boy, Laura
What
Cohen.
was it?
Boy?
The Boy. You know Lauren Cohen from The Walking
Wait,
Dead?
I know who
Maggie?
the
Laura-
boy.
Yeah, yeah.
I've heard of that. The boy.
Yeah, it sounds exactly. I mean, everything you're saying is exactly what the movie's based
Isn't
on.
the boy about like a doll or something?
I don't know.
Yes, but you
I've
have
never
to
seen
watch
it.
the movie. It's pretty good.
I've never seen it.
So there's a movie that came out, I think it was on Netflix, and it was with one of my favorite actors from Bloodline. You guys ever saw that show?
I have not seen that show.
So it's on Netflix. It's amazing. Definitely watch it. If you like
Okay.
like murder mystery, the whole premise is murder mystery. But one of the main actors in that show was in a movie that I am now clicking on. That was called
He was in it.
I See You.
I see you. No, I've
And
never seen that one either.
It's this premise is that people sneak into people's houses and they think that the house is haunted. It's the whole premise of the movie.
No,
And it's so good. And the twist at the end is so scary. Definitely check out I See You. It's so good.
I'll be watching that tonight.
Wait,
Yeah.
so what did Daniel?
It's on. I think it's on Netflix or Amazon.
Did Daniel get caught?
So Daniel eventually was caught. Now, before I get to that part, he did go on a date. This is how he got to know Annie and how he eventually got into the house. He asked her out on a date, and she had the picture of a tall, blonde-haired, blue-eyed kid who is captain of the football team asking her out on a date. She says yes. A few days later, he comes to the door and knocks on the door. And when she answers the door, she sees this tall, slender man looking dude and is like, who the fuck are you, bro? And he's like, I'm Daniel. Want to go on a date still? So out of, I don't even know the word for it right now, but she says yes. They go on a date. And just to make conversation, she tells him, you know, my mom died a few weeks ago. Keep in mind, the whole date prior to this was dull. There was no communication. They didn't really speak until she was like, you know, my mom died and I'm just feeling like this. Immediately, Daniel was intrigued with her mom's death.
Yeah, of course. He's a freak.
100% freak, to the point where he's asking questions like, what did she look like when she died? What did you feel when she died?
Maybe we could even say certified freak.
Certified.
7 days a week.
Shout out, Baby Bash.
I'm like, sort of fries.
That was good. After Daniel, you guys want some curly fries?
I'm sorry.
I like some curly fries.
That man is just, that laugh is genuine. Way to go, Amanda. Way to go, Amanda.
I love this. This is so good. After the date, Daniel was able to burglarize and sneak into their home, where he found a void in their house, which was that space in the basement. He was able to crawl in between walls and tap. So when they did that Ouija board seance, he heard that they were calling for their mom. He heard everything that they said and that they wanted to make contact. So he would tap, make thuds, and stab stuff into the furniture. Now, that's not the craziest part of this whole story.
What?
Yeah.
He was arrested, charged with burglary and stalking. Then, on December 1st, 1987, he was released after his mom told judges and the attorney to charge him as an adult. Would you know why she told them to charge him as an adult?
She's probably afraid of the weirdo.
Or?
No. I mean,
I don't know. Or what? Is there anything or than that? I don't know.
He can qualify for bail.
Oh.
How old is he?
17 years old.
17.
The judge and the attorney come to an agreement and they charge him as an adult. Immediately following, the mother bails him out of jail.
If this motherfucker goes missing, and that's what you're about to tell me,
It gets worse. I'm telling you.
Okay.
Man, Amanda's getting all brave chested. She's like,
I know. I'm like,
fucker. Yeah, dude, I carry a knife.
Come at me, son.
meanwhile, I have a lemon as my.
Just squeeze it right in his face, blind him. Now, old habits die hard because about 2 weeks after he was bailed out, he starts burglarizing homes again. Except this time, he burglarizes a home again in Townsend. What'd you say? New England, of Andrew Gustafson. When Andrew returned home from work, and he was a lawyer, when he returned home from work, he found his entire family murdered. He found his pregnant wife with their third child, Priscilla Gustafson, shot twice with a pillow over her head in their bed. Their 7-year-old daughter, Abigail, was found downstairs drowned in the bathtub. Their 5-year-old son, William, was also found upstairs in a bathtub, drowned. Police were called to investigate this killing, and when they did so, they brought tracking dogs. The dogs caught a scent that led to the woods behind the Andrews home, and then it led to the backyard of Daniel LaPlante. Daniel was caught and sentenced to 3 life sentences for a triple homicide. He's been in prison now for over 30 years, and as of last year, he appealed to have an early release, as the 3 murders had a chance of parole after 15 years. And as of right now, Daniel LaPlante is still in prison.
and he should stay there
17.
forever.
Yeah, this dude was 17 when he did that.
17.
Ew.
Whoa, that's
That makes
sick.
me scared to have kids. Because, like, what if my kid at 17 decides to murder people?
I mean, he had like a fucked up childhood though. He was like
Something
sexually
yeah,
assaulted and
he was
abused. Like,
violated.
that's the difference. Like, don't make sure your kids are safe and like raised well. That really makes a difference.
Yeah.
Yeah, guys, don't rape your fucking kids. How about
I mean, yeah, I wouldn't, but
that?
But I mean, there are children and there are young adults who commit crimes that there is no like badness. So
They have no empathy. It's called
Zero.
sociopath.
yeah.
And I will be posting pictures on Instagram of this guy, and this is going to be it's weird when you see his face. He's a fucking weird dude.
You have to watch this I See You movie. You have to.
I will.
go.
As a matter of fact, I'm writing that down now.
Yeah, because I'm gonna guarantee you. I don't know, but I guarantee you it's based on the story you just told me.
I feel like I've seen that. Have I?
Maybe. I don't know. It's that guy from Bloodline who I love. Also watch Bloodline. Such a good show. Linda Cardinelli, Queen.
I've never seen that one either.
Velma from Scooby Doo.
Oh, we love her.
We love her.
I know her.
Yeah, she's from Dead to Me, and she's Velma from Scooby Doo. Love her. She's so cute.
She's also in Grandma's Boy. Shout out to
Yes.
the Stoners movies.
Yes, she is. And so she's amazing in that show, Bloodline.
We love
No
her.
shit.
Definitely watch it.
Well, that was the Halloween special with Drinking the Koolaid with Amanda and Cassidy. Ladies, thank you for coming on. I can't even say that enough.
I still have beer to drink. It's over?
Yeah, it's over. We gone almost 2.5 hours.
Habits been that long? Habits. I can't even
Have it.
speak. Habits.
It's obviously
Habits.
been too long for Amanda.
How many words do I speak a day?
4.
One a minute. 1 a minute.
This was fun.
This was really fun.
Here we go.
We had a great time.
Thank you, ladies, for coming
I'm
on.
gonna murder Cassidy now.
Have fun.
Can't. You'll ruin the chemistry of the show.
That's
Oh
true.
yeah. Damn it.
This
You
was
guys
great
really
fun.
are great.
No, seriously, thank you.
I binge your guys' podcasts. I usually walk up the bay in 5
What bay are
miles.
we talking about? Are we talking about the Scott Peterson Bay?
Actually, that's in Berkeley. That's very
Yeah.
close.
Oh.
My sister, the
Right.
one that I was referring to, who sees the babies, lives right around the corner from the Peterson house.
Oh.
And I'll actually take a picture of the house existing now, and I'll send it.
Please.
Yes.
Love
Oh,
to see it.
and
We're doing
I-
a whole thing on
and
our
I-
Patreon about that.
That bay you're referring to is just northeast of me, and it's about maybe a 13-mile drive. But that
Not
bay
far.
is no, not at all, not
Mm-mm.
far at all. But the bay, I'm part of the same bay. The Pacific Ocean is just outside of the Golden Gate Bridge. So inside of the bridge towards San Francisco, it's the runoff where Angel Island, Alcatraz, and then the San Francisco Bay Area. And then where I live in a town called San Lorenzo. I am just north of Oakland. No,
Mhm.
just south of Oakland.
South. Yeah.
He is actually,
I'm north of him. Way.
yeah,
I'm like an hour away.
He's an hour away.
My husband went to college in Santa Rosa.
Yeah. Well, see,
Yes,
that's all
that-
wine country. That's
yeah.
all that stuff that's on fire right now.
Oh,
Yeah.
less good.
Yeah.
Wine, I was like, yeah, and then fire.
Yeah.
Boo.
Also, I just found the picture of that I was telling you about with my cousin.
Please send it to me.
I have it right here. I'm
no.
I'm gonna send it to you.
Things are gonna happen.
What I recommend doing before I send it is turn your screen brightness up,
Okay. I will.
and I will send it.
I'm
Yeah.
ready.
But again, ladies, thank you so much for coming on. I had a fucking blast. This was amazing.
We had so much
well,
fun.
well worth the wait.
Well worth the wait. And ladies and gentlemen, happy Halloween.
Happy Halloween!
Happy Halloween!
From Little Red Riding Hood and Friday
Jason
the 13th,
Voorhees.
Jason
Wait.
Voorhees.
That's Keg
Wait,
Party
ready?
Jason.
I feel like this is
Keg
it.
Party
Ready?
Jason.
That's your new T-shirt. That's your
Yeah.
new swag picture.
Yeah.
That's your new swag picture.
Here, wait, let's all get a picture.
Let's all
Together.
get
I'm
Yes.
gonna take a picture of the.
Okay.
You ready?
Ready?
1, 2, 3. Perfect.
Why am I like
Awesome.
an 18-year-old
It's cute.
girl with my tongue out? Like, what am I doing?
That's all right.
I'm 29. What am I doing?
I'm also 29.
You're enjoying
Are you
life.
29?
I am.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Age is nothing but a number, baby.
Very true.
Me
July
and little Jimmy are the same age.
July
Yes.
Little
26th.
Jimmy.
I'm August 23rd.
Ah,
What's
You're only a month
up?
older than me.
What's up?
you guys are both Leo. You're a Leo too?
I'm a Leo Virgo cusp.
Yeah, his
Yeah.
brother's a Virgo.
And she's way more of a Leo than a Virgo.
I am more of a Leo.
I can.
yeah, that's
I
true.
I'm a Taurus.
Horse like a bull.
Yeah,
Well-
unfortunately, very accurate.
Ladies, where can they find you at? Can they follow you on Instagram, Twitter? Where can
Yeah.
they find you?
So you can find any of our links at dtkpod.com. So that's dtkpod.com.
Love
I'm
the
fluent in sign language.
Are you really?
Not.
I am.
Oh wow. Okay.
So find us there, but also we're at Drinking the Koolaid Pod on Instagram and Drink the Koolaid Pod on Twitter. And we have a Patreon where we are releasing right now a special series all about Scott Peterson.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah, so we are recapping the
Docuseries.
docuseries, The
Which is
Murder of
nuts.
Lacey Peterson, which is very controversial, and we have some controversial opinions. So
We
if you're
do.
interested, check it out.
Yeah,
and
yeah,
they
yeah.
differ. So
Absolutely.
Yeah, we fight basically every episode.
Absolutely. Well, thank you again. I literally I can't thank you enough. We can't thank you enough for coming
No,
on.
no.
We had a
Absolutely.
fucking blast, and
That was so
I
fun.
we had so much
am
fun.
100% fucking buzzed right now. Holy
Me
shit.
too. Trust me. Me too.
It's Monday, gotta get drunk on
On
Monday.
Monday.
Yeah, can you believe that? It's only and it's just afternoon. We still got
So,
the rest of the day to work.
Just to
on.
get your reaction, Amanda, I sent you the picture.
Oh no. I'm scared.
I'm gonna put this on full screen.
Oh, you guys saw it that quick.
It's sitting in the fucking chair.
Yeah.
Wait.
And
There's no.
What?
Wait. Okay, wait. Is it all? Is your brightness all the way up?
It's all the way up.
Yeah, it's a very dark picture.
now keep in mind, this is a screenshot that her friend saw.
I can reenact it right now. Amanda, stand up. Or not
There's
stand, but like, get
literally
in
a
front of me.
person.
Like, get like you're on.
Okay,
And this is
I'm
what
like
it
this. This is her.
I'm the ghost in this scenario. Okay, ready?
Mhm.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
That's terrifying. What?
Yeah.
Oh, you can't even see it.
You can
That's
see it perfectly.
terrifying.
That after she showed the youngest daughter and my youngest son, they're very close. She sent the picture to him and he showed me. And right after that, we were actually in Monterey, like your mom. And she called me and she's like, brother, where can I buy sage? I actually bought her some sage.
I have sage. I
Yeah.
sent it to her.
Sage, and I bought it for her and gave it to her. And she's
That's
now ever
terrifying.
since then has used it.
That's like
the
so
face
scary.
is like this.
Yeah, it looks. No, it's like its mouth is open. It's like.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I really hate that. That's really fucking scary.
And that's the type
Whoa.
of stuff. That's the type of stuff unfortunately, my sister's kind of used to that stuff. But now that it's actually,
I think it's
gone
safe.
down
It's safe to say, she's haunted.
a little bit.
Little
bit.
Little
Yeah.
bit.
Hey, at least we have an excuse. Like, my family, unfortunately, was part of the people that started the Salem witch trials. Sorry.
What?
Ooh. Really?
Okay.
Yeah, I'm
Time out.
I'm related to
Time out.
them.
That needs to be a whole Patreon or just an episode by itself. Are you
Yeah.
serious?
Yeah, I'm related to the people who started the Salem witch trials.
Yeah, I think that's a good note to end on.
Let's
So-
kill her.
Ladies and gentlemen, thank you all for watching. Thank you all
No, she's famous.
for listening. Joining with us today was Amanda and Cassidy of Drinking the Koolaid podcast. And this, of course, was Botalks with Big Jim. Thank you, everybody. Stay blessed. Happy Halloween.
Happy Halloween!
Love
fucking
y'all.
love you.
Halloween.
Thank you
love
so
you.
much.
Bye-bye.
Peace.
Bye.